Hello, and welcome to a new live stream by Excel Academy. My name is Johan, and I will be a host in this video, in this series, or in this stream. All right, so in the last few streams, we have been building our X API with Vapor, and in the last stream, there were like some technical problems, but I think I fixed those, so the stream shouldn't be hanging anymore. And okay. Let me lower the volume for my own stream really quick because I'm watching the stream as well to make sure that the stream keeps going. Okay, so in the last video we created actually all the models, and now we want to create the migrations. And what we can do, we can delete the migrations here. What we can do inside the models, we can create the migrations ourselves inside the model. Inside the models, it's just easier so that we have access to this as well. So what we can do under here, we can say extension of user model, and we can open this one up, and we can say struct user model migration, and this is going to be of async migration. Okay, so now, as you can see, there's a complaint, right? So we can say prepare, theoretically, and it doesn't fill the stubs, then we have to do it like this. And the last one is going to be revert. It doesn't open it. Okay, that's sad. Okay, so in here, wait, let me see really quick. So we can say func revert. Normally this should just be on database of any, and we can say database async rows, just like this. Okay, so when we are creating a migration, the idea of the migration is that we like prepare the database for its initial use, right? So why are you still complaining? Let me see, add protocol stops. Okay, so we already made a mistake here. Okay, so for prepare, we can say try await database dot schema. Let's open this one up. It's going to be of schema, and after that we can say dot id dot, and for some reason it's building. Let me stop this really quick. Okay, so apparently there are some errors. Let's first go there really quick. So tweet model ID. Oh, this has to be ID value with the capital V. Let's go here for this one as well, capital V. So last stream I was doing everything out of my head, right? Because there were like some issues with the with getting the packages or something. Okay, so the type of retweet model does not conform to protocol. So let's go to the retweet protocol really quick, because we probably made a mistake here. Let's see what is happening. Cannot find create retweet DTO. So let's check in the DTOs really quick. Retweet DTO, create retweet DTO, and update retweet DTO. So they do exist. Let's see what happens if we update retweet DTO, just like this. Okay, so let's see. Value of type create retweet DTO has no member publish date. It should though, right? Let's go to recreate retweet. Oh, wait, did he say retweet or tweet? Oh, this is probably because we didn't play around with the we didn't want to play around with the publish date, because a retweet is not going to be like planned, right? So let me see. So you know what? Let's just make it. Let's go to create retweet DTO, and we can call the publish date in here. So let publish date is going to be date question mark, and this should fix it. Yes, it has. Status was never used. Oh, it's probably because we don't have a status on retweet model, do we? Let us check really quick. Okay, so we not really have a status on this, so we don't really need that. So let me see really quick. So we can get rid of the whole publish date stuff because we don't need it. Let's also go to the create retweet DTO. Let's get rid of the publish date again because we don't need it. Okay, so we have to fix this one like this, adding some small parentheses or brackets. And that should work. So yeah, okay. Okay, so type of DTO update tweet DTO has no content. And that is true because we were not allowing updating the update. Let me say update update retweet DTO. Okay, that is fixed. This is also fixed. Perfect. So let's go to the next error. And after this one, we can go back. Okay. So now we are back at the migrations. So the problem was last stream, I was trying to like code everything out of my head. The compiler didn't check anything for some reason, but now the compiler is able to check everything, and now it's complaining, right? Now it's like, hey, listen, you made a mistake, fix this. So now we're going to do the migration. So what we can do here, we can say field, and in here, we can just call field keys dot, and the first one is going to be the username, comma, this is going to be dot string, and we can say dot required. So this means when we are creating the field of the user model of username, the database knows the value has to be a string and it is required. Okay, so next we're going to do dot field keys dot password, comma dot string, comma dot required. Oh, we made a mistake here. This has to be a comma. Dot field keys dot email, comma dot string, comma dot required dot field. So another field is going to be created at, so we can say field keys dot created at, comma dot date time. So you can use date or you can use datetime. Datetime is easier to work with, so that's why everybody uses datetime instead of date. Okay, so next one is going to be field keys dot updated at, comma dot datetime. Then we can say dot field. It's going to be field keys dot, oh, let's make this field keys here a capital K. So after that we have bio, and the bio is going to be a dot string. Then we can say dot field is going to be field keys dot profile image. So that's also going to be a dot string. And we can say dot field. We can say field keys dot header image is going to be dot string. So now we see why we created the field keys, right? Because field keys makes this reusable, and we use field keys over here. So field keys dot username, and now we can also reuse them inside the user model migration. Okay, so now we have to make sure that the username and the email are going to be unique, right? So we can say dot unique on field keys dot username, dot unique on field keys dot email, and after that we can say dot create. And now our prepare function for the user model migration is finished. So this function makes sure that the user model is created on the first on the first launch, right? So now we can also fix the revert, and that one's going to be really easy. Try await database dot delete. No, we're just database dot schema is going to be of schema, and we can say dot delete. Yeah, exactly. Let me put this on that line. So this is a migration, right? And when we want to call a migration, we can go to our configure file on here. We can say mark migrations, and we can say app.migration migrations.add, and we can call user model dot user model migration, just like this. And now when we run when we're going to run the API for the first time, this model of user model migration is going to be created inside the database, and we will see that. So now we have the user model migration finished. We can go to the next one. Let's go to models. So we can go to the tweet model. So for tweet model, we can do the same under the extension. We can say extension of tweet model, and we can say struct tweet model migration of async migration. We can say prepare, and we can call revert. And now we're going to do the same. So we can say try wait database.schema schema of schema, and we can say .id .field, and this is going to be field keys .content. It's going to be string, and this is going to be .required because we need some content in there. Then we can say field, and the field is going to be field keys.created at, and this is going to be .datetime. Then we have next is going to be .field keys.user ID. So the user ID is going to be a value of .uuid, and this is going to be .required because we don't want like ghost required, right? So we don't want like ghost stuff, right? Let me see really quick. Oh, this has to be field, just like this. Then we can say .field keys the publish date, comma .date time. Then we can say field keys status, and the status is going to be a string, and this has to be required as well. And then we can call .create, and our migration is finished. Now we can go to revert, try await, database.schema of schema.delete. And I think we forgot the on database part, but I think this is okay. So the tweet model is finished. Now we can go to retweet model, and we're going to do exactly the same. Extension of retweet model. And you're probably thinking like, my God, this is so boring. Select retweet model migration, but we need this, right? We need to make sure that we can play around with the data that we want to get from the users. And we can say async migration. We can call prepare. We can call revert. And now again, try await. Database dot schema of schema of schema dot id dot field. So the field is going to be field keys dot tweet id. So the tweet ID is going to be of UUID, and it's going to be required. Then we have the next field. It's going to be content. So field keys dot content of dot string. So we don't need content, right? I think content is an optional in here. And I see now it's not an optional for the retweet. And let me think really quick. So we can fix this. We're going to fix this in a future video as well, maybe later. So we can just leave dot string now. You know what? We can fix this now. So let's make content an optional field, because we want to make sure that the user can retweet something without adding its own comment, right? That's something that X does, so that's something we can do as well. The only thing we need to do later, we have to adapt the retweet protocol for this. Okay, so let's go back to here. And we can call .field or field keys dot the user ID. So the user ID is going to be .uuid and it's going to be required. .field field keys dot created at comma dot date time. And we can say dot create. After that we go back to revert. Try database dot schema of schema dot delete. Okay, so now this goes really fast, right? Let me see really quick. Oh, this has to be try wait. Now we go, let me see. So this was retweet model. So now we can go to the likes model. And we can say extension of likes model. And now I'm thinking about it. Did we make an extension of the retweet model as well? Yeah, we did. Okay, just wanted to be sure. So now we can say struct likes model migration of async migration. And we can say prepare. And we can say revert. And for prepare, try await database.schema schema.id .field is going to be field keys.user_id of .uuid, and this is going to be .required. Then we can say .field. I can say field keys.liked tweet ID .uuid. This is going to be .required .create. And revert try wait database.schema of schema .delete. Okay, so this migration is also finished. Then we go to the followers migration. This one's also really short, and we can say extension of followers model. We can create a struct of followers model migration of async migration. Let's open this one up, and we can say prepare, and we can call revert. Let me make the code a little bit bigger so that you guys can read it better. Okay, so now try await database.schema of schema .id .field. This is going to be field keys.user_id, comma .uuid, comma .required .field field keys .follow user ID, comma .uuid of .required. And we can say .create. Perfect. So now we can say try wait database.schema database.schema of schema and we can say .delete. Hey, I made a mistake there. .delete. Oh, for the people who don't understand where schema is coming from, that is this one. So the static let schema. We are reusing that one for our migration as well. Okay. So let me see. So now we go to the blocked model. And here we can do the same. We can say extension of blocked model blocked model. I can say struct blocked model migration, and we can call this async migration. We can call prepare, and we're going to call revert, and then we can say try wait try await, database dot schema of schema dot id dot field keys dot the user id dot uuid dot comma dot required. Then we can call the last one field. It's going to be field keys dot locked user id comma dot required. Hey, now this has to be dot uuid, and after that dot required. Then we can say dot create. We can also call revert here, so try await database dot schema of schema dot delete. So almost finished with the migrations. This goes fast. So now we go to the blacklist model. And this one is going to be a little bit bigger. So we can say extension of blacklist model struct blacklist model migration. And this is going to be of async migration. Then we need to prepare. We also need revert. Okay, so on prepare, we're going to say try await database dot schema of schema dot id dot field keys dot, so we're going to say the user id comma dot uuid comma dot required, then dot field keys dot reason. So the reason is so that we can make sure that the user is banned because why? What's the reason? The reason is or blacklist. So the reason is going to be dot required. Then we can call dot field, and we can say field keys dot blacklisted till dot date time. And this is going to be datetime. This is going to be dot required dot field keys dot blacklisted user id, and this is going to be of dot uuid. This is going to be dot required, and that was the last one. So we can say dot create. Perfect. So now we're going to create the revert function again. So try await database dot schema of schema dot delete, and we are done with the migrations. This is crazy. Wow. Okay, so as you can see, migrations are really easy to understand, or really easy to write, because it is just like an initial startup, right? So let's say the first time you're going to start your computer, right? And there is no Windows installed, or maybe Windows is installed, but you want to install like all your games and all your programs and all the software. You could call that a migration, because you're going to add all the software and all the games that you want to play to Windows. And this is a little bit the same. So to prepare our database on usage, we are creating the models. Okay, so now we have to go to configure, and we have to play around with this really quick, because we have to do this in the right order. Otherwise it doesn't work. So we can say app.migrations.add. So we're going to say the tweet model dot tweet model migration app.migrations.add, and we're going to call now the retweet model dot retweet model migration. We're also going to take app.migrations.add, and okay, so now we can also say, let me see, we have tweet, yeah, so we can say likes model dot likes model migration app dot migrations dot add, and we can say followers model dot followers model migration app dot, so we have the blocked, so we can say dot migrations dot add blocked model dot blocked model migration. And last but not least, it's going to be app dot migrations dot add, and it's going to be the blacklist model dot blacklist migration. Okay, so on initial startup, these models are going to be created. This one first, after that one, that. So, and the reason why we have to do it this way is because the user model is, or the user model ID is stored inside the tweet model. And if we, how do I explain this? So, and when the tweet model is created before the user model, the migration doesn't understand what the user model is, because the user model doesn't exist yet inside the database. So we have to watch out for that. Okay, so now I'm gonna open up my browser, and I'm gonna show you guys something that's called Docker. So we can call for Docker, and that's this one. So Docker is like a container software. So with Docker, it allows you to create instances or like containers of your application. And yeah, it's just a really easy way to code. It's also a really easy way to launch. So you can click here on download Docker desktop. If you're using Intel chip, use the Intel one. If you use the Apple Silicon, download the Apple Silicon one. I'm not going to show you guys how to install it, because I'm sure you guys know how to do that. But now I'm going to open up Docker myself. And I think Docker is already running somewhere. There it is. Okay, so starting the Docker engine. So with Docker, and I will show you this really quick. So as you can see, I have different kinds of databases already in my my Docker. So XDB is for my new startup that I'm building. Postgres is just a test. My XDI here, that's for XDI Academy. Learn Alert is for something else that I'm building. So what is happening? Let's go to images really quick, I think. No. Yes. Let's go to images. As you can see, I have something installed that's a Postgres image. So this means that we can run a Postgres database inside of Docker. But instead of doing this via the UI, I would recommend to do this by the terminal. So let's go to my terminal. Let's open this one up. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And the reason why I do it through the terminal, not with the Docker desktop, is because when I start a Docker desktop container, for some reason I can't use it. It just doesn't work. Okay. So now there is here this command. So docker run -- name. So in my case, it's called my XDB. And we can change this around. So instead of my XDB, let's give this another name. Let's go to the command here. So for name, we're gonna say my VaporX. Okay, so the Postgres user is gonna be XDI, and we're gonna change XDI to Vapor. And we're gonna change the password also to Vapor. Vapor. And we're gonna change the Postgres DB. I'm gonna change this to my X Vapor, just like this. So we're going to use port 5432. That is the standard Postgres port. And we're going to use the image of Postgres. And when we run this, as you can see, a new database here is created. So we have to take the information that we took. Let's go, let's leave this big so that we can see it. I'm going to put this one down here so that we can read what we did there. Okay, so the database host is going to be localhost, so we can do two different things. We can add it as an environment object or as code. So what we can do, we can take option, when we select option and we click on the run button here. So, and then we go to arguments. in here we can add environment variables. So let's do that. So the first one is going to be database underscore host. So the database underscore host is going to be local host. Next one is going to be, let me see, did we use, wait, let me see really quick if we use password or not. Let me see. So we have the database, we can leave the database port empty. Then we're going to take the database username. So again, option, click on the run button. In here, we're going to say boom. So the username, what was the username? We are using Vapor. We're going to create another one. This is going to be password. Password. And the password was going to be Vapor. Perfect. And I think there was another one that was database name, I think. Yes, that's this one. So let's copy and paste this. Option, click on run button. And we're gonna add this one as well. And the database name. And the database name was myxvapor. Okay. So the reason why we add this as environment variables instead of code is really easy. It's safer to add them as environment variables. So when you are working with like database information or like passwords, throw them in an environment object or environment variable. Don't hard code them, okay? Because if you hard code them and somebody steals your code, or you push it to GitHub, you don't think about this, they can see your password, right? So if you take a little while to try this, I can imagine that you have to pause the stream. And for the people who already did this or know how this works, now we can run this. And let's see if we don't have any errors. And we're going to see if the compiling and the computing works. And we're going to see if it gets the environment, variables that we added. And if it works, in here it's probably going to give us some database mumbo jumbo. And it's going to tell us that the migrations are complete. This can take a little while, because we're building this for the first time and we are building this in live stream, so I can't edit this out. Okay, build succeeded, so there are no errors. And now it's trying to run the app, and it's probably going to tell us like, hey, I'm going to migrate and I'm going to create the migrations. Let's make this a little bit bigger again so that you guys can see what is happening inside the console. Oh, I need to add a password here. This is going to be password of your Mac. Okay, and let's see what happens. And for the people who are wondering why I like to use Vapor, I just love the Swift programming language. There's one thing though, that Apple is making it really harder every year with new functions, new functionality. But I have to say, I really love the work with Vapor. I can imagine without it. So we're going to close the Docker desktop because it's going to run in the background, so we don't need to worry about it. We can also, okay, so let's see. Okay, so I think it was not working because normally the migration should start and that didn't happen. So let me see really quick. Let's go to our we're already in configure. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's also add the let's first check the environment variables if we use the right stuff. So database host, database username, database password. Okay, so let's also add this information over here. So the username was going to be Vapor, the password was also going to be Vapor, and the database name was going to be, I think, myxvapor. Okay, so let's run this, let's stop this and let's run this again. And let's see if now, because there is one thing, Vapor can start without a database connection. So sometimes it just starts and it tells you like, hey, this and this. so let's run this, let's build or run this one more time, and let's see if the migrations are actually running. You know what? I have an idea actually. Let's stop this really quick. Let's also add a log level. So on here, we can say, I think it was app.log logger.log level is equal to dot, and we can say critical. We can say debug, error, info, notice, trace, warning, all cases. But I think we're gonna take I think we're gonna take trace, because with trace we can see everything. But I think there was also one with development, right? Debug. No, there wasn't. Okay, so then so let's just take trace. And now this means that we're going to see more information when something is happening. So let's run the code and let's see what happens. And if you have any questions for the next stream or something, please leave them down in the comments below where you're watching this later. I'm happy to answer any question that you have on Vapor or Swift related. Okay, so the build succeeded. Let's see what happens. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's see what happens. Okay, so maybe the migrations were actually successful. Maybe. That doesn't display it. Okay, so I think the migrations were successful, so we don't have to worry about this now. Okay, so now the migrations are finished. So we have like all the basic functionality, we have like all the stuff. What we can do, let me think. So let's create an admin seed really quick. So in here, so in seeds, we can create a new empty file, and we can call this admin seed. In here, we can say import fluent, and we can say struct admin seed is going to be of async migration, and we can say prepare if he wants to. Prepare. Okay, so we have to wait till the let's stop the app really quick. Let's also import Vapor just in case. And we're going to need to prepare, so we can call prepare. Okay, so func prepare on database is going to be of database async throws. Okay, so an admin seed or seed is like it's like a model that we create to like as a basic model, right? So let's say admin. So we can say let new admin user is equal to, we can call user model. Let's open this one up, and we're gonna take this one. Okay, so we don't need the UUID because that is auto-generated. So the username. Wait, did we use? Let's go to user model really quick. Did we create like an initializer for all the stuff that we don't need? Oh yeah, of course we can. So we can get rid of the header image. We can get rid of profile image. We can get rid of bio, of updated ad. We don't need created ad. We only need these three, right? So the username is going to be Johan. Password. So for password, we can call bcrypt dot hash. So the string. So my password is going to be test 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the email is going to be johan@test.com. Okay. And now under here, we can say try wait new admin user dot create, and we're going to say on database. And we can also call func revert. So sometimes the code completion is really slow or it doesn't work at all. This is probably because I'm still running an Intel Mac. Async throws. Throws. And we can say try wait. Database dot schema dot, oh, we can say schema dot delete, just like this. Perfect. And I think, yeah, I think this is the right way of doing this, I think. So then we can get the admin seat and we can go to configure, and under here we can create another mark and we can say seats, and we can say app.migrations.add admin seat, just like this. And this should create it. Let's go to the admin seat really quick. Let's go to the admin seat. Let's also like create a print statement here, so to check if it actually works. So we can say print creating new admin. Okay, so let's run the code and let's see what happens. Okay, so it's building. And the reason why I'm still running an Intel Mac is because when I built an M1 Max, I blew it up. And yeah, since then I didn't really think about getting a new one, but I want to upgrade. Okay, so build failed. So I want to upgrade to a new, let me see. Okay, see, it's untitled.save. Did you forget to declare this file as an output of a script phase or custom build rule? Huh? Okay, so apparently something went wrong. Wait, let me see one more time. Where was it stored? Seeds. Okay, so apparently this has to be admin seed. That's okay. Let's run this again. Build failed again. Why did it fail? I don't understand. Admin seed. Let me see really quick. Build input file cannot be found. Did you forget to declare this file as an output of a script phase or custom build rule which produces it? Untitled. So untitled.swift doesn't exist for some reason. So let's do Command Shift K. So that's going to be a deep clean. We're going to delete everything. And then we're going to build it again. Let's see if that works. Okay. Okay, so the clean succeeded. Let's run this. And this is going to take a little while because Intel Macs are freaking slow. But it doesn't matter. So I also hope that you guys are learning something, that you are enjoying the live stream. If you have any requests for the future to do something or to create a live stream or maybe a small video about something, let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy and flexible to help you with anything that you need. Okay, so it's still building. This takes a little while, but theoretically it should just should find the admin seat because it works fine as far as I'm concerned. Admin seed. Okay. And after this, if this works, we're going to set up the... oh, wait a second. Wait. Stop building. I think we forgot something. Let's go to the user model really quick. And yes, we forgot something to build for the user model. We forgot the role. So if I'm not mistaken, yeah, exactly. So I wanted to create like a role model for the user so that we know if it's an admin or not. We totally forgot about this. So let's go to enums. Let's create a new empty file. And we can call, you know what, let's do comment B so that it builds the project while we're working on it. So we can say role enum in here. We can say enum role enum of string. Let's open this one up. And we can say case user, case admin, case moderator. Okay, so now we have to go to the model, to the user model. And inside the field keys, over here we have to create the role. So we can say under here, we can say static var role of field key. It's going to be role. Let's also add this right away to the to here. So we can say dot field keys dot role, comma dot string, and this is going to be dot required. Oh, this has to be dot required. Okay, so now we also have to add it to the model really quick. So under here, add field of key, field keys dot role, var role. It's going to be role enum dot role enum dot raw value, just like this. And then we have to add this to, let me see. So we also have to add this to the initializer. So we can say role is going to be of role enum dot raw value, just like this. Let's check if role enum still exists. Let's go to jump definition. Should exist though, because it's over here. Okay, so now we also have to adapt the user creation part a little bit. So we can go to user protocols. Go to the protocol. Okay, so this is the one, right? And after email, we have to also call role. And role is going to be role enum dot user dot raw value, just like this. And this should be fine. So now, let me think really quick. So we have to go to Docker. Let's open up Docker. Go to dashboard. Here it is. So we have to get rid of the containers of this one. So let's stop it. Let's get rid of it. So when we get rid of it, it means that we don't need it anymore. And now we can create it again. So we can go back here. Same command. So if you go in terminal, you go one with the arrow key up, you can get the command again. Run it one more time. And now it's created again inside the, yeah. Let me see. Cannot find role enum. Extra argument. No. Role enum is over here. And role is not an extra argument. Let's go to user model really quick. Oh, wait a second. We added it to the wrong one. We have to add it to the normal, to the original, yeah. We have to add it to the original command X, to the original model. Let's paste it in there, just like this. And let's also call it so self dot role is equal to role. Okay, so it can't find role enum. Should be, because it exists, because it's over here. Role enum Let's stop the building process really quick. And then let's do a deep clean. Let's get rid of the terminal because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so can't find role enum in scope. You should be finding it because it exists. Okay, so it's still indexing. Let me see what happens. So there are 4 errors here. So cannot find in scope, cannot find role enum. Okay, so let's do one more deep clean. So Command Shift K. So we're gonna clean the project. Okay, clean succeeded. So now we can run build one more time, because now it should find everything. And now when we're building, we should see the yeah. So oh wait, first we have to adapt the admin seed really quick. Because for this one, we also need a role. So now we can call the role. It's going to be role enum.admin.raw value. Oh, not dot, so underscore raw value, just like this. And now we should be running the app. So we're going to run the build and or we're going to run it at everything at once to see. So building is going to take a little while, but while it's building, we can talk about the front end. So we're going to build a small dashboard where we can see all the users that have registered, where we can see all the tweets that are created, and also where we see the blacklists. Maybe we can also change the we can also change some tweets, or maybe we can delete them. And after that we're going to so after we build that, and that's going to be in this video or in this live stream and also in the next one, we're also going to talk about the algorithm. So we have to create an algorithm that shows people what they want to see. So if you like Pokemons and you like a lot of how do you say this? And you like a lot of Pokemon profiles they post about Pokemon. We want to find a way how we can show you more of that stuff when you what you want to see, right? A little bit like what X does and how Instagram does it and everything. Problem is, I don't really know how that works yet, so we have to find that out somehow. Let me see really quick. Okay, so it's still complaining about the extra role. Cannot find remove username dto.username. No, I don't need to remove it because user model has a role. Let's go to user model one more time. Okay, so here we are again. So we have to field role. Role exists. And role also exists in initializer. So that should just be fine. I don't understand why it can't find the role enum right now. It's just ridiculous. Maybe if the building doesn't work, I have to restart Xcode really quick. Because maybe something went wrong there. So while this is building, I'm really quick to the toilet. And after that, we're going to look at the why this is not working. All right, and I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Sometimes you have to do pee-pee. Okay, so it is still complaining that the role enum is not found, and it's still building. So we have to wait. We have to wait till it's done building. Otherwise, we have to restart Xcode really quick. Yeah. I have to say though, those Intel Macs, like what I'm running at the moment, you see like more and more quirks every time, and it's pretty funny sometimes. Oh, for the developer, for the people who love to like Swift coding or like AI and everything, I've been playing around with Cursor, and it's also really funny how that works. So that you can like create, yeah, you use like AI to build like applications. I've been trying it out for like a weather app and everything, and it's pretty impressive how that works. So if you have nothing to do and you want to watch, you want to check that out later or somewhere, with Cursor, it's really cool to build applications. And okay, so it's still building. It's sad that it always takes a little while. Let me see. So he's building. Let me, by the way, look at some of the errors. The stored property error. I don't know yet how to fix this. There is something that you can like add sendable to something, but that doesn't always work. Cannot find type role enum scope. Did we really made a mistake? No, we didn't, right? Role enum. No, looks just how it should be. It's just Xcode being difficult. So it's almost done building everything. Sorry that this building takes a little bit. This is the inconvenience of live streaming, because you can't edit all the time that you are waiting out. Okay. So yeah, so for the front end, what we're gonna start in a little bit, we're going to use something that's called leave. And leave is a templating. Okay, build failed. Okay, so what is the problem? Probably the role enum stuff, huh? Let me see. Okay, so it's still complaining about that one. Let me restart Xcode really quick. Let me close it. Stop all the tasks. Okay, that is OBS. Okay. Let's open up Xcode again. Let me minimize this. You don't need to see this. Okay, here we go. So we have Xcode or X API with Vapor. Let's open it again. Okay, so it was still complaining about the enums untitled Swift. Okay, so now we know that apparently something goes wrong here, because it couldn't find it the first time. Let me see really quick. So okay, so it still can't find the raw enum, and it is here. Okay, so it's not processing. Let's click the run button and let's see what happens. Let's see if it now finally finds it, and otherwise we have to delete it and we have to create it one more time. Okay. So let's hope that it stops complaining now, and that it starts to create the admin seed, and then we go look at leave. Okay, so now this has. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, of course we have to add try before bcrypt, and it can't find schema, and that is true because it doesn't know the schema. So we can say let schema is equal to user model dot schema dot self, just like this, and this should fix it. Yes. So now when we run this, it should be able to create a new admin. Okay, so this will take a little bit. Build succeeded. So let's see what happens. So let's see if it actually creates the let's see if it creates the admin seed. And then we can see what is happening. So let's go to our configure. Because now the app logger is on trace. So let's see if we get some more information on this as well. So the app is running. We have to wait a little bit. Yeah, okay. So it's still running, but we don't know. Okay, here it is. Okay. So let me see. No custom directory set for the scheme. Yes, that is true. Okay, so I don't think it ran the migration because otherwise we should have seen a print statement somewhere. So let me see really quick. App migrations of add. Maybe it did. Maybe it did, but it just didn't show it. That's also a possibility. Okay, so first, let me see really quick. So we're going to open this. We're going to inside configure. We're going to get rid of this one. So the app.middleware.use file middleware public directory app directory public directory. And now we're going to do option click on start. So on the run button. And we go to options. And in here, we're going to do use custom working directory. So we're going to open that one up. And I'm going to select, let me see really quick, xvapor2, I think, xAPI with Vapor. Right, that's that one. Yes. And we're going to choose. And then we can run. And this, otherwise we can't access the public stuff. So we're going to do replace. Okay, so it's building. And now this first error that we have is no custom working directory set for this scheme. That should be gone now. Because if you don't set a custom working directory, we will not be able to play around with like public and everything. And okay, build succeeded. That's good. Okay, so that's gone. That's perfect. So now we can go to routes really quick, and we can test this out. So we can say app dot app dot routes dot get. And we can say no, wait. This is not how this works. So let's get rid of this really quick. Instead of doing this, let's you know what? Let's go look at the leave stuff instead of this. So okay, so when we are working with leave, let me close a little bit of this stuff up. So when you're working with leave, you want to you're gonna use a template language, and template language means that we're gonna convert leave to HTML. And so what we're gonna do inside resources in views, we have something. This is index.leave. As you can see, there is not a lot in there, but we can play around with this by in app. We're going to create a new folder. We're going to call this presenters. Inside there, Command N. And we can just say Swift file. And we can say index presenter. After that, we can say import leave, import vapor. We can say struct index presenter. And let's just create an easy function. So we can say func present page. underscore rec of request, async throws, and we're going to throw a view just like this. Let's open this one up. Now we can say return try await. No, we don't have to do try await. We can just do return rec.view.render. And we're going to render index just like this. And this should, yes, it does need throw try await. Try await, just like this. And this is this file. It's index.leave. That is this file. And now we can go to routes. And under here we can say let index presenter is equal to index presenter, if it works. Index presenter, yes. And now we can say app.routes.get. Let's open this one up. And we can say use. And we can say index presenter.present page. And now, theoretically, converting non-sendable function. Okay. So there is one thing we need to do first. We have to go to index presenter. And after this, we have to do add sendable. So that's the error in the routes get rid of. So we can get rid of this one. And when we go to index.leave, right, as you can see here, it says something here about title. So what we can do, inside app, we can create a new folder. We can call this context. Let's do command N, Swift file. And this is going to be the index context, import vapor, struct index context of content. We can say let title is going to be string. We go back to the index presenter, and under here we can say let context is equal to index context title. So in the title we're going to say x, oh wait, you know what, vapor x dashboard. And after this, inside the render function, we can call comma, we can call context, and it's going to send the context back to the front end. And now when we run this, we can test this out, and we can see if the index page is presentable inside the browser. If this works, I hope so. And if this works, we're gonna work on this a little bit more, and then we're gonna try some stuff out. Okay, that is running. So now we can go to Safari, and we can say localhost of 8080. And when we run this, and as you can see, VaporX dashboard. And that's exactly what we did here. So the index context VaporX dashboard. And that is the same title as you can see here. So what is happening, and I will show you the, what do you call this? I will show you this in Visual Studio Code. So let me open up Visual Studio Code. And you're probably going to see another project here. So this is my Exodai project. This is an advertisement API that I'm building. So let me open up a new file really quick. So open. So we're going to developer. Then we go to X Vapor 2, X API with Vapor. And we go to resources, views, and we're going to open up the index.leave. So let's open that one. Yeah, sure. Okay, so let me make this a little bit smaller like this. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger. Oh, it's too big. So, okay, so what is this? Go away. Okay, so what is happening? So you start a leave file with normal HTML, right? So HTML tag, language, head, meta, and after that we have title. And this what you see here, this is a form of Swift. So what is happening? The API, so our API, so Vapor, takes the leaf template, takes information and then generates it fully to HTML. But instead of serving the HTML and letting the HTML be rendered by the browser of the user, the API renders it and serves it as a page. So it shows the page without that the browser of the user has to render it. And I think this is pretty neat. I think. Okay, so let me check this really quick. Okay, so for the index context, instead of index, we want to create something that's called a dashboard, right? So we can say in here we can say command N, command S. In views we can call dashboard.leave. Perfect. And now theoretically, when we copy and paste this one, we put this in dashboard, and we go back here to Xcode. Instead of index, we're gonna render the dashboard, and we rerun this. So replace this instance. We're gonna see the dashboard file. Build succeeded. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's refresh. And as you can see, it doesn't show anything. But let's open inspect element. Let's open this. Let's see what, okay, so there is nothing in here yet. That's probably because we didn't save it. And now when we go back and we refresh it, as you can see, VaporX dashboard. So this is pretty neat. Okay, so I'm gonna, let me open up GitHub. Let me open up GitHub desktop really quick. Because I have to push something for you guys. Okay, so in, let me think really quick. So we go to Finder, and let's go to Developer. Then we go to, we're gonna select the Neo. I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna put it in the Vapor 2 project here. Okay, so I put the Neo team also in here. So let me see if I can open it. Admin. So let's say, for example, we're gonna open up accordion, right? Okay, so this is gonna be the back end of our app. Oh yeah, this is the template I built for this, and this is, I think it's a really nice template. It looks really beautiful. And what we are going to do, and we're going to do this in the next stream, is we're going to recreate this, but we're going to recreate this using the using Leaf. And what we're going to do, we're going to create reusable components. So how this works, I'm going to show you this in Visual Studio Code really quick. So for example, this is Portal, right? So I'm working in Portal. Portal, that's one of the services I'm building for my advertisement business. And let me open this one up. Let me make this a little bit smaller so that you guys can see what is happening. So for example, let me open up dashboard.leave here. So this one, so the site nav is a component. So this is the site nav component, and that is the same one as this one. So there's this navigation, right? And we're going to create our components in HTML and in Leaf. And after that, we're going to use the extend to extend our base file. So what is happening? So when we have dashboard.leaf, we're going to extend it with the component of site nav and also with the component of top nav. And we're going to create a main wrapper. And this way, we're going to build our entire project component based. And I want to do this in the next stream. And I'm going to show you guys how you can set this up. And at the beginning, it's going to be some copy pasting of the Neo template. I'm going to push this to the GitHub desktop after the stream so that you guys can look at it. But yeah, this is going to be really cool because now we have all the functionality in place, of most of the functionality in place. We're going to build the admin dashboard with Leaf, so with Swift in the front end. And this is also going to be really interesting. So I want to thank you guys for watching this stream. I have to make it a little bit shorter than normal because I have to go. I just got a message that that a friend of mine has to be picked up from the airport, and I thought it was tomorrow, but apparently it's now. So yeah, so in this live stream, we created the seed, we created our let me go really quick to blacklist here. We created our the model migration so that we can prepare the database for the initial use. And we already started to look a little bit at leaf. So let me show the presenter really quick. So that's this one. Let me get rid of this one. Let me close this. And I showed you guys already how we are gonna work with this. So how we're gonna render the views and everything. And yeah, I also showed you guys the template. So this is the Neo template. I bought it on Team Forest or something. And as you can see, all the everything that we want to use is already created, and we can just reuse it. So for example, we have for example, if we want a 404 page, we can do that. Or maybe if we have an internal server error. So what this means is we're also going to learn that when there is an internal server error, we're not gonna crash the API. We're just gonna show a page, right? So that's also going to be really cool and really important. And we're going to do this on Monday. So yeah, as you can see, we are building an API. We're also building like a website in Swift, and I think this is pretty exciting. So if you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comments below when the live stream is up. I will answer them in the next series or in the next live stream on Monday. And if you don't have any questions, but you're still liking the live streams, please give me a like and please give me a subscribe so that you help me grow the channel. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope to see